Hi, let's talk about difficult people and bullies some more. I want to talk about the step-by-step approach to solving these tricky relationships. There's a reason that you're watching this second video. You've either got a difficult relationship now, you're experiencing a bully now, or you've had a difficult people or bullying relationship in your past and it's affecting your present ones. Now, if you haven't watched my first video already, find the link and go and watch that and do the download and do the questions on there. I finished that first video with this quote from Louise Hay, who is, of course you may know, the founder of Hay House. The quote read, "Everything I need to know is revealed to me in perfect time and space." And I want you to say this quote and repeat it after me so that you're referring it back to yourself. So it goes like this. Everything I need to know, and now it's your turn, will be revealed to me, and it's your turn, in perfect time and space, and it's your turn again. And that is in fact how life works. But the big problem was, and our challenge is that we need to have our radar, our internal GPS, or your intuition or your gut feeling tuned in. The easiest and basically the best way is that if you're not feeling good or if you're unhappy, inspiration will be placed in front of you. And it might come in the form of a song or a poem or a quote, or a person making a comment, or maybe a television program. So those things that if you're alert enough and you listen or read the words will help you change your thinking. Now all these little sparks of information are in front of you to help you learn to change your focus from the problem over to the solution. Now, I'm Janice Davies, and I've been working on this stuff for over 25 years. I've been teaching it for 15 years, and I've helped thousands of people, and they've changed their life and improved their relationships. And they've even done things like learn to sleep again at night. They've improved their health, and yes, they've even learned to laugh again. I suggested back then, and I'd like to repeat it now, you're watching this video and looking for solutions. Now is the right time for you, and this information will provide you with your next life-changing lesson. In the first video, the accompanying free download was the Difficult People and Bullies Mind Map. You were invited to assess 10 areas of your life and then work out what areas you had experienced challenging relationships in, and also for how long that you had endured these. Now, this was important for you for two reasons. Okay, it annoys you and you're unhappy about it, so that's a negative feeling, but it's also meant to inspire you to want to change your relationships so that you can learn to have happier ones. Now, it's not about blaming the people from your past. It's about, okay, it's happened in your past and it's lodged into your thoughts if you think and talk about it. But now, as an adult, with adult-like behavior and with the information that you've got, you can learn to change your life. In my other courses, I include some healing and forgiveness processes, but that's another subject and it's another video. But right now here, we need to stay on topic. There's another quote that I love. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. Now this has happened to me hundreds and hundreds of times when I've needed to learn the next little chunk of information that's helped me to move up my ladder of success. And now I'm sharing it with you because you are the student and I am the teacher. So here's a question for you. If we meet in 3 years' time, would you have improved and be happy with the relationships that you are experiencing then? Or will you be regretting that you didn't start implementing these new skills and tools into your life right now? So in this video, I'm going to share with you 4 factors that you need to assess when you're dealing with difficult people. This lesson in life is about having various relationships with difficult people and bullies, and it also allows lots of movement of change for you. You can either set new boundaries for yourself. You can decide that you're going to spend less time with the people. You decide that you can ignore the relationship, or you can actually decide that you are going to leave the relationship. The main thing is that you stop feeling unhappy and move away from the discontent in your life and start creating happier times for yourself. Now, I also told you in the first video that I would share what my ex-husband said to me, and it was, if I did everything that he told me to do, our marriage would be fine. Well, as you can imagine, I saw red because that certainly was not going to happen. However, the great lesson for me, it was a fabulous prompt because it gave me a kick in the butt, and I needed to make a decision about the next direction, about a new direction in my life. Now, he also blamed me 100% for everything that was wrong. Now, of course, I was not willing to accept that. There were 2 people in the marriage, which I reckoned that we both needed to take 50-50 each. However, the outcome was life-changing because I became a single mother. It took me quite a while to make this choice. However, I decided it was better for my daughters to grow up in one happy, positive family home and know what that feels like. So even though they had to visit their father and had his negative lifestyle, I hoped that when they became teenagers that they would choose to live a positive, fulfilling life. I decided that if I did a good enough job as a positive role model, then they would choose the positive, successful lifestyle for themselves. Now, I'm going to tell you about that at the end of the video, what happened. Okay, so let's talk about you. The only reason I shared my journey was so that you can see what is possible. I love to hear what my students and clients have done to improve their lives, and you can do it too. Now, you have a challenge with difficult people and bullies, and maybe you have children like I did. But this next download is a template for you to question yourself so that you can make the next lot of decisions. Remember, life is a great, big, huge school. And one step in the right direction that makes you feel good lights up a pathway to a brighter future for yourself. Now, here's the free download. You're going to find something like this. There's sort of some areas and some multiple questions for you. So there's 4 stages. The first one, you're going to be deciding exactly what your problem is, and you've got some multiple choice answers. The second one is that you're asking yourself some questions to help you decide what you really want to do. And the third section is your decisions. Now that's when those light bulbs and aha moments, as I call them, which are included to inspire you towards creating a happier life for yourself. A similarity is, it's like if you want to get to be successful, you don't go up the ladder all at once. You go up one step until you feel confident with that little bit of information. And then you go up the next step until you feel confident there. And you keep on climbing up your ladder of success. And finally, there's stage 4, and that's the solutions. So it's about the 5 new tools and skills that you need to learn to improve your relationships with difficult people and bullies. Now, you've probably heard of these before. Some of them maybe not. But here's what they are. First of all, it's about learning about yourself and your own personality and the other person's. The second one is learning about relationship styles and relationship scenarios. The third one is about self-esteem or confidence. The fourth one is how to have effective communication. And the fifth one is how to have a positive attitude. So if you've heard them all before, it's vital that you learn how to use all those correctly at the right time in the right space so that you can make the change that you want. Now, all of this information works. I personally guarantee it. You may have heard of them before, but as I say, it's using them correctly. It doesn't happen overnight, the change, but it starts with your first step. In life, we get stuck once in a while, and it could take 6 years, 6 months, or 6 days to become unstuck. The main thing is once you get a light bulb of an idea goes off in your mind, you start to take steps towards a happier life for yourself. You know, I feel really saddened when I hear about people who say stuck in their negative relationships all their life, when this information is now freely and readily available for people to learn from their computer and sit in their chair and watch it in their own peace of mind and their own place. It wasn't there years ago, so people in the past didn't have access to it. But now you can watch it and learn from your own computer. So now I want to talk about the next video that's coming up. I think you'll really like it because it's kind of like pulling all these little snippets of information together. I mentioned earlier as your solutions. I walk through them so you understand the steps to move you forward in your life. With the next video, the freebie that you can download is the Difficult People and Bullies Blueprint. So it's ready for you to take action. So I expand on those 5 tools that I've just mentioned to you. So we're just about at the end now. And before I leave, I'd like you to hit the Facebook like button and share this with people that you think might be interested or could help them. Also, I'd like you to leave some comments either somewhere on my Facebook page or somewhere and tell me which pieces of information were the most helpful for you. Or maybe here's another thing. Mention how it's going to fit into your life, and remember the questions I asked you. How will your life have changed in 3 years' time with this information? So put some comments on there, ask me some questions, and I'll get back to you with the answers. So that's it for this video. I've got a quote though, because the quote means that while you're thinking about something negative, if you replace it with a quote which is positive, you've already for that second or 10 seconds or whatever, put some positive thoughts in your mind. So here's the quote, and it's from Eleanor Roosevelt. It's about choice. And she says, "One's philosophy is not best expressed in words. It is expressed in the choices one makes. And the choices we make are ultimately our own responsibility." So that means it's up to you, like it's been up to me, to create our own happiness, to learn the steps about relationships, difficult relationships and bully, and move away from that negativity and replace it with positivity and good feelings and happiness in our life. One last thing, I almost forgot. There is one other comment. It's about my daughter's decisions in life. I said I was going to share it with you. You know, what happened to me was over 25 years ago, and my daughters are now in their late 20s and 30. A few months ago, my youngest daughter texted me and said, "Mum, you're an inspiration to us." And I thought, wow, I've achieved my goal. Because when I became a single mum, that I chose that I was going to be a positive role model for them so that they could see the difference between a negative life and a positive life. And I had my fingers and toes crossed that they were going to choose a happy and fulfilling life. And it's worked. So I breathed a sigh of relief. So see you on the next video, and take care.